Live from Raleigh, WRAL News on Fox 50 in high definition starts right now. You're watching WRAL News in high definition.
The Triangle housing market continues to recover from the recession. Here lately, there are more positives than negatives.
Yeah, we welcome back broker Schnaidt, who says the score today is 4-2. The good data wins. What do you mean by that, Al?
Well, the good data outnumbers the bad. Sales were up about 9% in the quarter over last year. The under contract is the biggest number we've seen in about 22 months. The showings are up 12%. We had viewers may be interested. No, we had about 80,000 showings in the month of March. So
wow.
March and April are typically our biggest months. So that's a great leading indicator for us in terms of our contracts. And then finally, we're beginning to see little pieces of information that would suggest the pricing decline is at or near the end. And so hopefully prices are stabilizing.
So in other words, prices are not getting worse.
They're not getting worse. The buyers have kind of settled on what they're willing to pay, and there's still sellers got some work to do to get down to those levels. But I don't see the degradation anymore.
Well, that is certainly great news, but there are some negatives. What does your research show?
Yeah, we had an amazing number of new listings go on the market in March, over 5,500, and you have to go back to May of '06 to find a number that size. So that was a bit of a surprise to us, and it drove the inventories up about 1,000 units from where we were last year. And it's something we'll have to watch. Hopefully the buyer demand will catch up to that. If it doesn't, we may return to a little bit of price pressure again. So those were the two pieces of data that were a little concerning.
What's the latest information you have in your research, Al, on foreclosures at this point?
Good question. Foreclosures, there's a lot of people talking about foreclosures, and most of the themes are they're going up, and we're going to see a surge this year. And so I went through the MLS Realtor data anyway and looked, and I'm happy to report that I found stability in distressed property sales over the last 5 quarters or so. I was a little surprised at that, given the rhetoric we're hearing, but it was absolutely flat. It is high. It's probably up 2 times or so over what it was in '06, but nonetheless, I did not see the increase, so what people are talking about has not shown up in the numbers. And while in there, I did some work on closing times, and another myth is that they take longer to close, and the reality is the distressed properties actually close more quickly than the regular transactions do, albeit they are harder to get under contract. When you're dealing with banks on short sales and that sort of thing, it can be a long wait before you get an answer from the institution regarding a contract.
Al Schnaidt, always a wealth of information. Thank you so much for talking with us about the housing market.
Well, you're welcome. Great to be here as always.
All right, let's keep those sales going.
No kidding.